All right, TexAgs Rewind was filmed in front of a live studio audience, a bunch of weirdos here, presented by Yeti. Welcome into the show, everybody. Today on TexAgs Radio, we had fanboys in the sorority squad here. How many? Okay.
Looks like he's wall sitting. I am wall sitting.
Hi, hi, Kay. How are you? Kay, I just said hi. All right, thanks for paying attention. Brighton, your man crush, was on the program today.
I was so happy.
Josh Pate. What? Why do you love Josh Pate so much?
I like the way he talks. He says words really eloquently. He's got a lot of words. He says words really well. I like the way he talks. He's also has.
This is too long of an answer.
He's got opinions.
You guys, like, this is not going the way I thought it was gonna be a lot funnier than this. I've never heard another guy say I like the way he talks, but Josh Pate was great on the program. I love that. We also had Jace Sternberger on the show. You guys enjoy that interview? Yes. You couldn't hear anything. Yeah.
I had to sit there and act like I knew what was going on.
I'm going to find out. Nick's going to tell me after this rewind, don't ever do that again because nobody can hear these dudes on the mic. That's fine. That's all right. Tom Hart was great. Josh Pate was great. Jace Sternberger. And Olin Buchanan was dropping some OBs on the show. It is the TexAgs Rewind. Check it out.
I think Jace will get another shot in the NFL. He's obviously can still play at a high level in the USFL, so I think that'll warrant a shot in the NFL. Hope so. He's a good guy. But I always thought so unfortunate for him that he left before NIL, because if NIL wasn't just made for NIL, Sternberger, if I had a restaurant, I'd be offering up the Sternberger.
The Sternberger. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I would have that.
Whatever he likes on it, we're going to make it. This is the Sternberger.
The other big shot of the week is a team that you probably like. You don't watch a lot of, but you like, the Texas Rangers.
I've been watching more of them. I feel like Al Pacino in Godfather 3. Every time I try to get out, they bring me back in, and I'm being brought back in.
Now, in their last 10 games, they're only 5-5, but that's not why I have them as the big shot of the week. They've won 3 in a row, and they've done it while the Astros have been losing.
Struggling, yeah.
Right? So they have been able to distance themselves a little bit from the Astros, and this is not just a phase. This is now a big part of the season.
The Rangers are up to a 6.5 game lead on the Astros.
On the Astros,
AL
but the
West.
Angels have moved in ahead of the Astros. The Astros are now third. The Angels are 5 games back.
Astros 3-7 in that stretch. Angels 7-3. I believe a week ago the Astros were just a game and a half out.
I know this. All the years of being a Rangers fan, I'm still conditioned to every time they win, I just look at their win total and subtract it from 162 and think, okay, this is the maximum amount of games they can lose is down to like 120. Right, they can only lose 120, and every time they win, okay, they can only lose 119, because that's what being a Rangers fan over the years would do to you.
And I'm going to throw in one more baseball because that's pretty much what's going on right now. Marlins Luis Arraez back to batting 400. He went 5 for 5. He's done that on a couple different occasions this season. Miami wins yesterday over Toronto 11-0. He has been phenomenal. Talk to us a little bit about Jimbo, what people don't know. I just spent a segment defending him on why I think some national guys go after him a little bit. You know him well. What? Tell me about Jimbo.
The selling point for me on Jimbo, and like I'm a huge college football fan. I've always, like I said, I was at the Oklahoma-Florida State game when Oklahoma beat Jimbo by about 45 points when I was a kid. Like I think that was one of his first big coaching games as a young coach, and so like I've really been a fan of Coach Fisher for a while. But the selling point for me, like granted, very successful, national championships, big contracts, all that. But the selling point was me whenever I was there and I learned about his son Ethan and the foundation that Jimbo does, and just me personally, having one of my best friends who died of a brain tumor, and I never saw, the media never talks about Coach Fisher and that side of things, just him being a real human, and it just showed me a lot of who he is, and that's why I'll go to war for Jimbo every day, because he's very cutthroat, but he's also very, very open and honest, and he does treat you like you are his kid. And I mean, he tells you day one when you first meet him is like, I'm gonna love you like a son off the field, but once we cross that white line, I know how to win, and that's what we're gonna do. And you're either gonna follow me or you're not. And as a player, that's all you can ask for, is someone who's upfront and honest, and he's hard on you, but at the same time he treats you just like his kid. And I was fortunate to have that good of a relationship with him. So yeah, I just love what he's about. It's always about the work and all about what we do on practice. And yeah, he can be a little over the top sometimes and a little extremist, but I feel like any successful person they got a little bit of crazy in them in a good way.
You tell me, how would the tiers break down?
Well, it depends on the separation between what you just suggested, tier 1 and tier 2. To me, Georgia can be tier 1 by itself based on its production and based on its resume coming in. But who was that great philosopher who said, no man ever steps in the same river twice, right? Things change. It's a new team. They don't have a quarterback. They've lost, obviously, a lot of talent over the last 2 years on the defensive side of the ball. I won't doubt Kirby, just like I don't doubt Saban. I think he's earned that opportunity. But to me, there's a tier 1. There's a lot of people that are right knocking on Georgia's door that would be deserving of being included. And right off the bat, that would be LSU and Alabama. How many different tiers do you want? Because we can go pretty deep. And then with the scheduling we got coming out in 2 years and with Texas and Oklahoma coming, I think you'll see more sifting and more separation. There used to be, tier 1 and a big middle class and then a tier 3. I think we're going to get very soon like 2 top tiers, then the middle class, and then multiple bottom tiers. I just think with the number of teams in the league and the different resources that are available, and especially recruiting, is going to keep getting sucked up by those top teams.
Fair to say that A&M could be tier 2 if things play out the way we think they will play out in College Station, but at 5-7 just a year ago, hard to put them there right now because of what we have is only the LSU game really to hold on to.
100%. And the difference between tier 1 and tier 2, right, is knocking off a tier 1 team, right? You knock off Alabama, you knock off LSU. Now all of a sudden, you've catapulted yourself into that top tier.
I'm going to tell you some of the reasons I think people don't like Jimbo, and then I just would love for you to respond.
Yes, please do.
I think they don't like him because he doesn't do what they want him to do.
Boom. I agree.
He doesn't do cartwheels on TikTok. He goes after Nick Saban, who went after him. He responds to Lane Kiffin like he's not supposed to leave Florida State for A&M. Why would he do that? He is not supposed to have the number 1 recruiting class of all time. People forget that 90% of that class came from Houston, right down the road. He's not supposed to do those things, and that's why I think people don't like him.
I think you're dead on the money. So what you're talking about, for those out there who don't know, is I did this thing a couple of weeks ago because I had some coaches talking to me about Dabo Swinney, and they were saying about how they think that he may be misunderstood, but partially it's on him because he doesn't really present himself publicly in this altruistic manner. And so anyway, that led to me just tweeting out, hey, what's your opinion on Dabo Swinney? And we got thousands of responses, so much so that I did a segment on it. Well, then someone hit me up and said, you should do that about Jimbo. So I put it out about Jimbo. What is your opinion on Jimbo Fisher? And I don't know what the likability factor was or the rating was, but it was like 90-10 negative. And there were several reasons given, but really when you boil the reason behind those reasons down, I think it's pretty much what you said. Because I listened to what comes out of Jimbo's mouth, and that's a lot, by the way. And then I listened to the takes about him nationally. You know what that is? That is like having a Nick Saban attitude, but not having Nick Saban's record. Because Nick Saban has pretty much the same attitude. The difference is Saban's got multiple trophies in his trophy case there. And so his record is above reproach. You cannot question his methodology, whereas when Jimbo may say the same things, just a little bit faster, maybe a little bit different nomenclature, but same messaging. It's, who is this dude to talk to us like this, especially nationally? I'm not talking about in College Station, but if you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or like Springfield, Illinois, if Jimbo Fisher says it, especially when you know how much money he's being paid and the relative lack of success he's had when you compare him to guys like Smart or Saban, all of a sudden, yeah, I think you're right about that. And also, here's where I struggle, David. So I struggle when anyone calls someone overpaid.
We tag people in, tag people out. They don't realize that I'm still recording here. Thanks, guys, for being loud. Appreciate you. Luke, tell the people what to do. Into the mic.
Up
close.
Comment. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Follow TexAgs.
Hit him with the moves you hit me with when you did that.
What did I do? What did I do? Did I hit you in the face with it?
You brought it.
Never mind.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's TexAgs. I'm sorry. This is a
Do you guys not realize I'm on the air?
I'm sorry, guys. See you next time.